What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in the previous video, I asked you guys if you had any questions. Could you please put those questions down in the comment section? And I'm going to ask you to do that exact same thing in this video as well. So in today's video, I want to address some of those questions, and I also want to address the latest stimulus check update and stimulus package update. So first, let's get into that. And again, after the quick little update, I'm going to provide some answers to you guys' questions. So first, let me give you a quick stimulus update. Bernie Sanders, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer all stated last week that we will see a bill on the floor this week. Bernie Sanders said yesterday that we could see this on Monday or Tuesday. I mentioned that in today's earlier video. If you didn't get a chance to go and watch that, I'll put that down in the first link in the description box below. We also know that the Problem Solvers Caucus proposed to split apart the stimulus package to do, let's say, $1 trillion in one package and $900 billion in the other. But Jen Psaki and the Biden administration said they do not want to do that, and they are opposed to cherry picking any of these pieces out of the bill. So right now it's either 1.9 trillion or nothing. However, it will be 1.9 trillion. We know that the Republicans are urging the Biden administration to put in more assistance for small businesses. However, in the current outline of the bill, there is only loans in here for small businesses. As you are probably well aware, Republicans are they are looking at businesses as the way of bringing back the economy, providing more jobs and things like that. Republicans say that the Congress currently needs to provide something that is forgivable to these small businesses, just like they did with the PPP program, where they gave a forgivable loan. You do not have to pay it back. However, Democrats are saying that businesses already saw all the money from the previous bills, so more this time needs to go directly to the American people. And I can't disagree with that. The American people need more money. But at the same time, Republicans are saying that small businesses account for roughly 70% of the unemployment. And because of this, they should be prioritized. And again, we can't argue with that either. If we do provide some funding to small businesses and stop giving money to Amazon and Walmart and big companies like that and Boeing, then yes, we probably could afford to not only help out small businesses and get them to reopen, but we could also hand out money, probably hand over fist, to the American people. But it seems like Congress just can't figure this out. Where are we going wrong? How come we just can't find the money? But when a government contract needs some money, so it needs some funding, oh, they got a lot of money there, but not when it comes to the American people or the small businesses that provide the jobs for these people. There's just no money. They're just completely dry. So remember, here's what you need to keep in mind. Democrats and Republicans both are prioritizing opening up the economy. Republicans say, okay, well, the majority of Republicans are currently saying, let's just open up. Let's just open up the doors and let's say, everybody come on in. And if they contract COVID, it will be fine. They will get through it. Chances are they will not die. Okay, that's one point of view. Democrats, on the other hand, say they want to open up the cities, open up states, and open up schools. They want to provide a way for parents to go back to work. Well, that's great too. But they are saying they want to do so when things are safe. Obviously, that makes sense. But in order to open up things when they are safe, that means we need to provide more vaccines. We need to provide more funding for schools to actually get the ventilation that is ideal for keeping kids in an enclosed space. And we need to provide more funding for PPE. All these things they say are priorities. But right now, Democrats have had the power in the House, the Senate, and the White House for over a week. And we have still seen absolutely nothing. We've seen an outline of the bill, but that's about it. I want to ask you something. You can answer down in the comment section below. Are you tired of hearing Congress say, yeah, we're working on it, but yet then they're also planning on going on vacation and recess, and there's weeks where they will not be in Washington? Are you absolutely tired of that? Because honestly, I'll tell you right now, I am. There's days where I just think, what do they actually do? Because honestly, lately, it seems like absolutely nothing. Now, we are also hearing that the Senate will most likely take up their entire day to just deal with former President Trump's impeachment trial. This will go on. It's 6 days a week that they will be in session. Some are saying that they are hoping that this goes very quickly, maybe less than 1 to 2 weeks. However, some are saying that this could potentially drag on longer than the last one because many Republicans do not want to vote to impeach former President Donald Trump. Now, when it comes to the $1,400 stimulus checks, we are hearing this will be a guarantee. However, this could be held up because of all the other things in this stimulus package. Remember, Republicans do not want a $15 federal minimum wage. They do not want to provide $350 billion to state and local governments that they say are particularly going to go, the money's going to go to poorly run Democratic states. And they are not really convinced on providing an additional $400 per week for unemployment benefits for an additional 28 weeks. Now, we do know the $1,400 stimulus checks will be a guarantee. They will most likely not be any higher than that. However, there are progressives that are currently pushing the Biden administration to do something more like $2,000 per month, or at least just a one-time payment of $2,000. However, as of right now, it's highly unlikely that that gets passed, but there is a possibility. We do not know who will be getting these $1,400 stimulus checks. We do not know if they will be more targeted, and we do not know when we could see them. We can guess, but that's about it. So, that is the stimulus update for today. Let's dive into the questions you guys had in the previous video. First question I received: what do I do if I have still not received my $600 stimulus check? First off, this is where the IRS has screwed over many people. Right now, what you have to do is you have to call the IRS. You have to call their number, and you have to go through their prompts so that you can do something called a stimulus check trace. Now, or impact payment trace. What they're going to ask you to do is pretty much verify your identity so that they can go and ping your account. When they ping your account, it's not going to give you any information. It's going to give you absolutely nothing. But here's what it's going to do. It is going to tell one of the IRS representatives that, okay, this account holder did not receive their stimulus check, so then they will go and look into it. That is it. That is as much as the IRS is really telling us. They are still trying to get out more stimulus checks, and the majority of these checks are actually coming out in a prepaid debit card. So, the other thing you can do, check your mailbox and just see if there is a white envelope in there. It pretty much looks like a spam spam envelope, but it will hold your card. So make sure you just open up everything right now and just hopefully it will be in there. You can also check your bank account to see if it's been deposited there or if there's any other pending deposits. In some cases, your stimulus check has been sent to your account. It was pending for just a short amount of time, and then it was rejected for whatever reason. If this is the case, your bank should be able to tell you this. So call them and see if there's been any accounts or any checks, any deposits on your account that were rejected for any reason. If there was, then you need to call the IRS, speak to a representative, and see if they can fix it or resend that check. Now, next question. When should we know more about Social Security benefits? I promise you, I'm continuing to look at this. What we know right now is Social Security and the Social Security reform is a huge priority for President Biden and his administration. Some are saying that Biden wants to address this as quickly as possible. However, it will most likely not happen until after we get through this pandemic, at least a little bit. So, some are saying that we will most likely not hear much about this until possibly late this year, if not sometime next year. What we do know is that some Democrats are trying to put a bill together, a proposal, to provide a larger cost of living adjustment rather than the 1.3% that you received. Some are saying that this bill, which was a proposal that was done last year or in the summer, in the 116th Congress is it provided a 5% cost of living adjustment for the entirety of 2021. Now that could come back, but chances are they're going to try to adjust that, make some modifications, and then try to pass that or propose that bill later on this year as well. But again, as of right now, stuff for Social Security is almost on the back burner. Like Congress is like, you know what? You receive a stimulus check or you receive a Social Security benefit. You get your monthly check, so you should be fine there. But there's some that are saying that, okay, yes, they get a check, but their expenses have increased. So because of this, we should provide an additional cost of living adjustment. In my opinion, this should be expedited. We should see this very quickly. However, that's not looking so likely. The next question. If I recently got laid off and I'm getting unemployment, how long before my $300 per week runs out? Well, here's what we know. According to the way the bill was written, the $900 billion stimulus package, the unemployment boost of $300 per week expires for everybody on March 14th. The only people that will be able to extend this to April 5th, okay, so from March 14th to April 5th, if you were to get let go on March 14th or later, in between March 14th and April 5th, you would get unemployment benefits until April 5th. This includes people on PUA and PEUC, plus this also includes additional $300 per week. So here's what I want to tell you. If you get laid off on March 10th, beg your employer to keep you employed until after March 14th. Some are saying, and again, this is just what some are saying on the internet. I don't know if you can really do this. I haven't really looked into this, but you can try it. Some are saying that if you get laid off, let's say March 11th or March 4th, whatever, it would make more sense to wait and file your unemployment and say March 15th was the first day you've been unemployed, because at least this way you could continue to get these benefits until April 5th. If you do not do this and you say, oh, they let me go on March 4th, you would get 10 days of benefits and then it would expire. So that's a little loophole that somebody has found, and they say this could work. Again, we don't know for sure because we haven't reached that date. Next question. When can we expect tax refunds to be processed if we can't file until after March 12th? Well, here's what we know. The IRS is still behind on last year's federal income tax returns. So don't expect a quick turnaround. Some are saying that we will most likely have to wait an additional 2 to 4 weeks before we see the IRS actually process these returns. Some are saying that they're hearing that the IRS is going to try to prioritize those that are getting a return as opposed to those that currently have to pay. So if you are getting a return, you could be prioritized over people that actually have to pay into the IRS. Next question. Do you expect to see more stimulus packages get passed after this $1.9 trillion package gets passed? Well, first off, I'd love to see the $1.9 trillion stimulus package get passed before they start working on the next one. However, it looks like there will be pieces of stimulus included in the next package. Some are saying that the next package will most likely not have an additional stimulus check unless for some reason it is extremely needed. I know what you're saying. It is needed. We should be getting a monthly stimulus check. However, the chances of that happening at this point, this far into the pandemic, is very unlikely. What some experts are predicting is that if we see the vaccine does not do what it's expected to do, if this new South African variant the vaccine does not do what it's expected to do for this South African variant, what we could see is, yes, we will be in this pandemic a little bit longer. The different manufacturers of the vaccine will most likely have to go back to the drawing board to figure out why the vaccine is not doing its job. And we could be in this pandemic, and we could pretty much have a complete redo of 2020. If that happens, some are saying that, yes, we could potentially see more stimulus checks. We could potentially see another round of unemployment benefits. We could see more rental assistance, more business funding, and so much more. Right now, what experts do predict is that we will see some form of stimulus in the infrastructure bill that comes out later on this year. Right now, everything, as of right now, will come down to how much the economy recovers between now and whenever this bill gets passed and we start to see the stimulus roll out. What I can tell you is the money gets rolled out so slowly that even though it's already been a month since the $900 billion stimulus package was passed, it's already been a month. And there are still people waiting on rental assistance. There's still people waiting on unemployment benefits. There's still people waiting for a $600 stimulus check, which should have rolled out the week after it was passed. However, there's still many delays. So that is what we know right now. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll share more. Like I said earlier in this video, if you have questions regarding stimulus, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. I'll try to get to those questions. If I don't answer here in this video, I will try to do another video later on, maybe this weekend or this week, to answer all your questions. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.